All right, one of the best receivers in NFL history, Michael Irvin. He's here with Stunt. What's going on, man?
How you doing, my brother? It's so good to see you, man. And let me tell everybody, we were just talking about, dudes from Florida and how different we are. And when I pulled up, I see my dog in his drip. I said, oh, okay. I see that drip. And then I said, where you from? I said, where you from? And what'd you say?
I said Orlando, Florida. I went to University of Miami.
I said, oh, yeah. He told me, he said, we from Miami. I said, okay. I should have known by that drip because you're clean like that. And we different dudes from Florida, man. Everywhere you go, people always say, where you from? You from Florida? You from? Man, y'all different dudes. And we are, man. So great drip, brother. You look good.
I appreciate that. What is being from Florida like to you? Like, what is the Florida style, the drip? Like, if you had to describe it to an alien, what are you saying?
Well, let me tell you something. We get a diversity of people in Florida.
Yeah.
And we believe that all colors are bright and nice. When you go around the world, other places, they're stuck in colors. And we will wear what we want to wear because we usually have great weather and you can wear anything.
Yeah.
So we grow up in great colors. We feel good about colors. Peacock proud. That's what we are. So it's all colors. And we all look crazy. Just a little crazy too. All of us are just a little crazy.
A little bit crazy.
Just a little bit crazy. We were joking over here with all the guys over here about how every time I'm watching social media and something crazy happens, and it always starts with a man in Florida.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then people were like, always Florida. But I love it.
So here's the thing about Florida. Here's why there's so much crazy down there is because crazy people look at the America and they say, I can be crazy anywhere. I'm going to go where the weather is nice.
Right.
And then you end up
crazy.
with a heavy concentration of people who just want to act like maniacs. And it's great.
But man, listen, though, there's nothing better than Florida.
There's nothing better.
There's nothing greater than
Vegas.
Florida. And there's nothing more beautiful in Florida. I did a podcast, and they were asking me one time about, what it was like playing with the Cowboys and winning Super Bowls and everything. And what was it like with all the women at the hotels before the game? I said, I'll get out of here, man. I was strong, man. That never bothered me. I was focused. I knew that weakening your legs, at least that's what they told me.
Sure.
And I focused and stayed steady. Unless I ran into something like an IAN. They said, what's an IAN? I said, a Colombian, a Brazilian, an Italian, a Puerto Rican. All of them are in Florida. You see what I'm saying? All of them are in Florida.
All of them
That's
in Florida.
why I didn't move back to Florida. I stayed in Dallas.
That's beautiful.
But it's real. It is real. Wait.
Is it? So I appreciate that. That's why you stayed in Dallas. You couldn't do Florida. All right. You played obviously with a great quarterback when you were in Dallas, and you guys won Super Bowls, and it was as good as it gets. Have you ever thought what it would have been like to catch a pass from Patrick Mahomes?
Watching Patrick Mahomes, yeah. Just what it's like to play with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, phenomenal, incredible. And that's why I tell people, as we talk through this, like ultimately in my world, we're always talking about who's the greatest and everything. And Patrick Mahomes, wins a few more Super Bowls because we always go by who's the greatest on the talent.
Yeah.
The talent is how many Super Bowls, how many MVPs. Joe Mo had 4 Super Bowls. How many do you have to get to be the greatest? If Joe has 4, and then Tom Brady, Troy had 3, and then Tom Brady comes in and wins 7.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes already at 2, and win and got a chance to win his 3rd. You give him 2 more after this somewhere, and he gets to 4 or 5. Say he gets to 5. Do we say Tom Brady's the greatest because he has 7? When you know what your eye gate saw? Yeah. Your eye gate saw what Patrick Mahomes did to win the 5. Even, Patrick Mahomes did way more things to Tom Brady in and out and all the plays and raising up teams. And now, right now, with this team he has and all the drops they had, if he gets this team to a championship, that's like, and he wins 5 of them, I can say my eye gate has seen enough. I don't need to tally evenly to say that okay, Patrick Mahomes can be the greatest quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's the commingling of two of the greatest, if you ask me. When we saw Aaron Rodgers, we said that's the greatest talent we've ever seen play quarterback. And when we have my man, what's up, B? You know, my man, but when we have Tom Brady, he's the smartest quarterback we've ever seen. So shoulders up, he's great. Aaron Rodgers, shoulders down, he's great. Patrick Mahomes is the commingling of those two guys. Aaron Rodgers, shoulder down, Tom Brady, shoulder up, and he's a bad man and hard to beat. You can see him as the greatest.
Bad man.
A bad man.
Are you impressed with what he's been able to do with that? Let's call it receiving core this year?
Yeah, this year. And that gives him. Remember what Tom always had. We always said, well, he never had the great receivers.
Right.
He lifted the Danny Amendolas and all of them, and he did. But now, with what he's doing right now, Patrick Mahomes, Rashid Rice is coming on.
Of course.
And he's playing great right now. But that relationship between him and Travis Kelce makes it's almost incredible. It's almost impossible to stop.
You picking the Chiefs?
I am not.
Oh.
I'm taking, actually, the 49ers. And I'm taking them here because everybody's talking about the Chiefs' defense and how great they've done in stopping the last few teams. The Ravens had a point man. Go stop Zay Flowers. You got him. You know what I mean? Buffalo, go slow down Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. You got him. The San Francisco 49ers don't have a point man. You go slow down Christian McCaffrey, here comes Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
You go slow down Deebo Samuel, here comes Brandon Ayuk. You got a Brandon Ayuk slowing down, here comes George Kittle. So either way, there's a lot of people to stop. And you got the guy that makes the right decision every time, like Tom Brady does. I can disperse to any one of these guys, and I'm making the right decision. It'll be harder for Kansas City to stop San Fran.
Wow. There's some consternation this week over whether or not the Cowboys are close to winning a Super Bowl. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a lot of back and forth on that. I'll put it to you. Are the Cowboys close to winning a Super Bowl, Michael Irvin?
Yes, you're close, but close doesn't get you anywhere.
Right.
Close don't get you anything. It's just this nebulous thing that we talk about in conversations. When we so close, we try to break down what it takes to win. And to break it down, I always say to people, football is different than most things. You can reach the top of your game in most professions by punching a computer. So anytime you improve your skill, you can go be the best. You go be the best because you just sharpen your skill.
Sure.
But in football, in our game, is hand-to-hand, man-to-man combat,
Absolutely.
everything. So as I sharpen my skill, since I'm going against another man and not another damn computer, I'm going against another man who has kids and want to eat. I got to sharpen my skill at the same time, deepen my will to beat such man.
Absolutely.
Because he wants to feed his family. And here's what the Cowboys have. They have the skill. I worry about the will.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
I do. Where does that start? Is that coach? Is that quarterback? Is that just roster?
All of it. But it starts with the coach. Because how do you build a great will? How do you deepen your will? By putting in hard work. When your mom said to you a long time ago, I'm not going to give you this money. I'll make you go and earn it and go work for it. See, when she gave it to you, you would spend it easily and throw it away easily because she was giving it to you. But when she made you cut the damn yard and go do all that to earn it, now you're going to spend that a little more different. A little differently. You're going to be wiser with it. You know what I mean? Be smarter with it. And that's the reality. We need guys to understand that this game is about will. Yeah. And I need to know how to put will in by working hard together, sweating, crying out here, getting our ass whooped out here. We'll look into each other's eyes and say, we ain't going to let them beat us. Yeah. And that they don't have. And a coach should be able to help put it in you. Either if I can emotionally talk to you to put it in you, or I better work your ass to death to get it in you, but I got to get it in you.
Can coaches change their stripes and become that guy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. It is always easier for me to come in hard and lighten up.
Yeah.
You'll never respect me if I come in light and harden up. If I come in easy and then try to get tough on you, you'll say, oh, this dude changing. But if I come in tough and lighten up, you'll say I'm earning his respect. He's starting to like me and keep working hard. You can only do it the one way.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the types of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
I think we talk about sustained success here, and the Chiefs are going through it now. The Patriots, obviously, last decade. You guys in the 90s. I think everybody just says, all right, good quarterback, good roster. Yeah, you'll win a bunch of Super Bowls. Jimmy Johnson was the best psychologist in the history of football, frankly. Just the way he was motivating and all that. If you're telling people about that run for the Cowboys, what don't we know about how you guys had sustained greatness, and how do you actually get that when you're working on it day in and day out?
Well, there are a couple of things that I think we talk about when we are together. And I was with him just the other day, and we were doing an interview on a show together. And one thing we both pointed out was we came in and built this back up with the Dallas Cowboys. You know, my first year, we went 1-15. I mean, 3-13.
Yeah.
Troy's first year, we went 1-15, and then Emmett 7-9. And each year along the way, you know, we're thinking about the improvements. And man, we got to get better. We got to get better. We were having all those team meetings, but still getting our heads kicked in.
Yeah.
But once we got it, and we worked so hard to get it, building that will for it that I'm talking about, beating each other up, working. Anybody that comes around, you got to either work like this or you got to pat your damn toes. You got to get out of here. We got to you got to beat feet, pat toes, get moving. Because that's how you sustain that greatness. You make everybody meet that right there. Emmett and I, we never had an argument because we all knew we grew it together.
Yeah.
When you are put in and you don't build it, then everybody tries to take credit. And if they don't remember the suffering early, then it easily falls apart. So we never had an issue, man. And I think the closeness is what counts when you're getting at this level.
This isn't a question, it's a statement. Miami is going to be very good this year.
Yeah.
Miami Hurricanes are going to be very good.
Right, real good.
We're going to.
Right. And now, here again, that's true, too. It ain't come as quickly as everybody wanted. But Coach Cristobal is doing a good job, and you can see a little sustained growth. Last year, a few games on that kneel down, stuff like that, just little crazy stuff.
Wild stuff.
You got to clean on up. Yeah. But yeah, I think this will be a good year.
8 months till Gainesville, week 1. I'll be there.
That's going to be crazy. That's going to be
crazy.
Wild.
All right, we do something called Badasses. It's the most badass person you ever played with. And you played with a lot of badasses.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe Emmitt Smith said that Michael Irvin was the biggest badass he ever played with, along with a couple of the tight ends and fullbacks. But you have the floor, Michael Irvin. The biggest badass you ever played with in football was who?
But what's the criteria here?
I mean,
now?
you know, like
if you just talking about the greatest gifted, the greatest gifted athlete I've ever been around, I had to compete against was Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
this is the most talented, gifted athlete I've seen. I beat Deion on an out and up. I mean, I had him beat bad. And the dude ran the football, everybody down. I was like, God darn, this joker. Hey, boy, it was like, it's insane. And that was his introduction to the world, us against Florida State. Actually, that picture was on on Sports Illustrated, where he ran me down, pushed me down, intercepted my ball. I intercepted the football and was running the other way. Phenomenal athlete. But you talking about bad dude. We never took off in the National Football League till this one dude came to the Dallas Cowboys. And I doubt you guys, many people know his name. We called him Big E. His name was Erik Williams. He played tackle. We were flat out afraid of going against guys like Reggie White and Jerome Brown. I've seen offensive linemen come out of the game, go to the trainer, and just say, I'm out. And they said, what's wrong, sir? I'm out. Jerome Brown and Reggie White. He said, well, what's wrong? Why you not playing? Said, I'm hurt. Hurt where? They said, somewhere in here. I don't know. I'm just going back out there. That's how intimidating them dudes were. until we got this dude, Erik Williams.
Yeah.
I watched Reggie White through 300-pound men, grown men, throw them 55 and 6 yards. And when Erik Williams came in, and I sat with him in the steam room, I said to E, I said, big fellow, what are you trying to do? He was his head down. He said, man, I got to make this team, Michael. I got to take care of my mom. I got to. I said, big fella, so what's going on, man? He was just a rookie. I said, what's your biggest fear? He said, man, I got to take care of my mama. She did everything. He started crying. I said, big fella, all you do now is what you feel before every snap. You line up, you look across, and you say to yourself, this joker trying to stop me from feeding my mama. And then you whoop his butt. He was killing jokers on this football field. I wanted to take him back in the steam room and say, maybe we should re-talk again. I mean, he grabbed Reggie White and headbutted him. This before we knew anything about CTE and helmet. Headbutt. He asked Michael Strahan about him. Boom. They were running from Big E. I was like, ooh, I don't know what, but Big E, if I had a football team, I'll start it with Big E over anybody in the whole wide world.
We have back in my house in the studio, we have a big board of all the badasses people have named. So we are going to get a Big E photo.
A Big
next
E
week.
photo.
Next time we record from the studio, you'll see it. Tell us, Michael, what you're doing with Stunt.
What Stunt is about finding that place where we can all talk football, talk sports. You know, it's Stunt. It's the Stunt. It's the app. You go to the Stunt. But it's about a place because, you know, I've had a colorful life. And so, and I love sports so much.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So I always
Same.
want to talk sports. But when you want to talk sports, everybody wants to use the great sports to pull you in the other areas. They want to pull you over into politics and then pull you over into all kind of politics, all kind of things about politics, like presidents and White Houses, if you know what I mean. Stuff that I don't even want to talk about anymore. They keep bringing it up. But the Stunt, we can get back to talking about sports, and we ain't got to talk about White Houses and all those kind of things, if you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Thanks so much, Irvin.